Good morning, good day and good evening. Vinny, straight off the bat with the 7-month resub.
7 months, let's go baby.
Let's fucking go, you absolute legend. Thank you very much, Vinny. Truly do appreciate ya. Hope you've been well. Sorry, that is loud as fuck. There we go, there we go. Hope you all are having a good Friday so far. Hope you're excited for the weekend. Anything fun? Any plans, guys? First and foremost, the first one in today, none other than gamedev. Second place we have Cheetah, and third we have Camarão. Bem-vindo, pá. We also have Vin in here, we have Teabag, we have Sachiduck, Techbox, Strom, Grievance, David, Muppeteer, we have the whole gang. Hope all of you are well. Morning, David. Hope you're doing well. The plan for today is that we are, of course, going to do a bit more of development. I think I might have said that we might do some research today, but I still have some things I think we can work on, so I think we are going to prioritize just that. I do have some new ideas. Boom Trouts, welcome in, hope you're doing well. I've actually been doing quite good here. I have continued just planning out more and more of the progression and the flow through the game. Started like mapping it all out, exactly how you're gonna go through the game, what puzzles you're gonna solve and like when you're gonna solve them and so on. And so far I'm feeling pretty good about this. I feel like I have a pretty good outline for what we want. There are things that are going to change. Specifically the content that was in the demo, I think I am gonna redo a little bit or like move stuff around once again. But there are some changes I would like to do. I also think something I'm gonna try to improve at some point. I don't really know how, but I do want to do something about it, which is the very start of the game. Basically the whole puzzle of getting into the house. Because right now that one is fairly straightforward, but it does require quite a bit of like backtracking and stuff, and I don't know, I just feel like we do have the potential of doing something more interesting straight off the bat, which I think would be good, because obviously the very start of the game is going to, you know, set the impression quite a lot. So doing as good as possible in those very first minutes I think would be good. Because right now it's basically one single small little puzzle to get into the house, and it's very straightforward. I don't know, it feels like potentially seeing if we could get something, maybe throw in some type of like a mechanical puzzle in some regard, or maybe some more thinky puzzle, or just put more stuff out there so there's more stuff to interact with. I don't know, I don't know exactly what I want to do there, but I do feel like we do have some space for improvement in the very beginning of the game. However, today, first and foremost, what I would like to do is to work on some new art. What did I do yesterday? I think I continued working a lot on some of the new puzzles in the game. Yeah, last stream we did some of the piano dragging thingy, so that you can actually drag the mouse across the piano to make, you know, play all of the keys, all that fun stuff. We improved the safe art and the animation. Something else we could look into, which would be good, is to look into the save manager again and see if we potentially could figure out how to actually save the inventory items, because that system does seem a little bit broken as of now. But But first and foremost, I think we're gonna do some art, because I have a few ideas I would like to try out. So that is what we're gonna do. First and foremost, if anyone hasn't, make sure to go and wishlist the game on Steam. Demo is also out right now, so if you wanna try the demo, go ahead and do so. If you have played the demo, of course, make sure to leave a review. It would help me out a lot. I thought about potentially... I might actually put a pair of doors here. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm gonna have to think a little bit more, but I might actually lock this section off for a little bit longer. Potentially. But another thing I thought of doing is a photo book for Polaroids. As like one of those items you can walk up to. And I think I wanna see if I can sort that out. So I assume I would put this one maybe on some cupboard somewhere. So let me check if... How can we do this? Let me check the... the chest puzzle. Let me have a look. So how are you guys doing? Anyone have any fun plans for the weekend? Any cool stuff going on? Or are you gonna take it easy? Fuzzlings, welcome in, man. Where have I saved this? Bum, 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 bum. Let me check here. What do I call this? Puzzle chest. Oh, you know what? We can actually improve the art here as well. Because I tend to like doing this more than just these lines. Like maybe adding a few of these things. We already have it. Oh, I didn't do it everywhere on this either. That's interesting. It feels a little bit inconsistent. Fuck it. Let's fix this quickly while we are at it. And then I think we're gonna need some background similar to this. Basically what I'm thinking of doing for the other one is, you know, one of those like photo album book things that you can like look through. I don't know if we're gonna have switching of the pages, but we might do something where the album is like closed from the get-go and then you have to at least click it once to like open it, if that makes sense. Is that it? Yeah, I think that looks better. Might add some extra on these as well. I don't know, there's something where these small imperfections do give quite a lot of texture and stuff. It's a very small thing, but I do feel like it adds quite a lot. Like here, for some reason, I didn't do anything. Yeah, sure. Small little changes. I'm pretty happy with that, but this is not really... maybe this works, though. But what about the perspective? Because, like, if we would reuse this background and then put a book here, it's gonna be quite a lot smaller. I don't know if I almost need the entirety of the... At least if I'm not gonna redo the art for the Polaroids. This is the size of one Polaroid. Codin, what is up? Welcome in, man. Acrylic Pixel and Wakacha as well. Good to have ya. I'm anxiously awaiting a light for photography to arrive via mail so I can finally get to work on my project. Ooh, why are you gonna work on Boomtrout? Do you mean like one of those like professional like lights to light up the scene you are taking a photo of? Is that what we're talking about? Keep learning Unity, meeting up with some friends to play board games, etc. Nice, man. What kind of board games are you gonna be playing? Coding with the 7-stream streak. Let's fucking go. Cheers, man. So I imagine we might have like 4 of these on each page. So we would probably have like this, I suppose, would be the size of 1 page. Okay, let me do this actually. Polaroid photo album. Why not have a look at a little reference? Yeah, this is kind of what I'm thinking. Like something similar to this. But I don't know, like if I'm not gonna redo the art for the Polaroids, that means you need to kind of be looking straight down. Because if I'm gonna have a bit of a perspective on this, I actually need to squish these. And that, I mean, that does work. I could do that. But that does require me to redo the art for every single one, and I'm not sure if I want to do that. Let me see what this would look like if we just did it straight up as a... what you call it? Straight up as a... like top-down perspective, 100%. Like maybe we made something like this, as if we had little pockets. And we're gonna, let's do background, let's just add some random color here for now so I can see what I'm doing. My new game's art and assets are all going to be photographed in real life things. Each item will be placed in a light box and captured and then uploaded. I have to get a second light after initial testing. Ooh, nice, man. That sounds cool. So you're gonna have like actual photorealistic art or whatever. I wonder if I should do a little... I could do a very slight overlay here. So that it kind of changes the color a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe not. Is it going to be... Because didn't you do the Game Jam game, Boomtrout? That was using like real life assets for the... was it the last GDFG Game Jam? I guess I could make this look a bit more like a pocket if I maybe did something like this. Because I do assume that's how most of these work, right? You slide them in from the top, I imagine. I don't think I want to do 1 photo per page. 4 feels nice. Probably Catan, Endeavor, Age of Sail, Roborally, the usual suspects. I don't know too many of those. I know of Catan. That's like a strategy game, right? Point and click. Yeah, I did inspired by the project's workflow, but totally different game. Okay. Arthur Shoots, welcome in, man. How you doing? Okay, so let me see here. Do I like that? I don't know if this should be darker, maybe. I'm still trying to consider whether or not I want an overlay here to make it actually look like there's plastic in front of it. I guess you could do that in different ways. You could just do something like this as well. That might actually even work better. But what if that covers important details? Well, I could make it these semi-transparent. That's potentially one way of fixing that. Yeah, I think I prefer that actually. Maybe we put... Let me see, yeah. Let's do one here. I'm gonna move that one up so that you're like fairly centered. Maybe something like so. Whoopsie. Okay. And then we remove like 4 of these. Maybe they should be closer together, actually. Lines. Maybe. I guess I should fade them out more as you go along as well. Maybe something like that. I think I prefer the square around it to be a little bit darker. Does that read? I think it does. Obviously that would be actual photographs and stuff as well. Okay, what else do we need? Well, obviously we would need... Let's call this the pockets or whatever. We need to have an actual page. I don't know how close this should be. That feels a little bit claustrophobic. However, it's already getting kinda big. Now we do have some extra space. Let's go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. That right? Nope. I think I like the extra spacing. Okay. And then maybe we add one so that you can just about see an extra page here behind it. And then we'd want to do the actual book, like the book cover. Maybe that should be a bit thicker then. I'm kind of just freeballing this now and then we can see if we need to tweak it somehow. Oh, I guess this should go the opposite way though. Should you go here instead? But that doesn't really make sense. No. Maybe I want you... straight down. I don't know right now. No, I might do this and then we do a little bevel thing here. Maybe. Friday, really looking forward to it. Nice. Beard looking nice today. Cheers, Gemini. How you been, man? How's your game going? I had a fun day today. I had to crawl under my car and try and fix things. Had to play mechanic for a little while. Super fun. Love having a car. Definitely recommend it. No irony whatsoever here, I promise. Okay. That looks pretty neat. Nemf, welcome in, man. How you doing? Then maybe I do something like... Is that a middle pixel? I think it is. If I do this, and then we remove this part, and we do this. No, that's way too high. Nope, I don't like it. It needs to be way... smaller. Maybe this. I don't know. Do I like it? That doesn't work because I have a middle pixel. I don't want to have a middle pixel because I want this to be perfectly centered. Maybe. Do I need to do the same above now? I mean, I guess I flip this, innit? Which would mean... No, so it's only the top part, so I guess we just do some shit like this. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna try it. I mean, that looks pretty good to me, to be honest. Maybe just add... How many pixels do I have here? 4, that's a bit annoying. I mean, I could make it so we have a middle pixel. I was thinking about whether we should have like one line in the middle. I think that would look good. I don't want to do double pixel row. I guess maybe I could add one. And then from here, just do a line all the way to the top. That's not too shabby. Let's call this one something like open album open. Did a little progress on the game, but I won't stream today. Okay. What's the plan for today? I'm gonna see if I can sort out some art for this like photo album and then potentially see if we can look into the save system a little bit as well if we have the time.
Oi oi, what's good?
What's up, Luasoft? Welcome in. I actually played another point-and-click game yesterday. For a little bit of research, whatever you want to call it. Quite fun, another Rusty Lake game. I enjoyed it, pretty short. It's interesting though, because I played the, what do you call it? Mr. Rabbit's Magic Show, I think? The Mr. Rabbit Magic Show. Another Rusty Lake game, which I have played a few on stream. I realize one of the clever things they do here, because the entire game pretty much plays out as this little magic show. And it's so clever, like thematically, because the fact that it involves like magic basically makes it so that you can have a lot of possibilities for the types of puzzles you can do. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the puzzles in this game wouldn't make any sense in my game because they become a bit too nonsensical. But since they basically wrap this up as like a magic show, nonsensical or like things that doesn't seem fully realistic or whatever you want to call it, still make perfect sense. Like the thing I realized that they do very cleverly in a lot of these games is that they set up a theme that doesn't require things to be grounded in reality. I did get some ideas for like puzzles and stuff, but like I said, the majority of these type of puzzles wouldn't really work in my game because they would feel too out of place, too like nonsensical. That's the trick. You got to give yourself plenty of space for your mechanics. Yeah, exactly. Which I think I a little bit more have kind of built myself into a corner where most of my game already feels quite grounded or realistic or whatever you want to call it. So if I threw in like one really odd or like a bit nonsensical puzzle or whatever you want to call it, like right in the middle of it, it wouldn't fit, it wouldn't make sense. Now for the theme of my game, I don't think I would like the puzzles to be too nonsensical anyway. But I do think like they do it in a very clever way here where although the puzzles can be quite nonsensical, it still makes sense because of the theme of the game. But yeah, it was pretty fun. If anyone wants to check it out, it's free as well. I think I got through it in like 1.5 hours or something, so fairly short. But some interesting puzzles. So I don't know if this reads without the photos. So I think to make this read, we might actually by default have to put at least like one photo in here. Because then I think it makes sense. But I feel like this could work. Now we are looking kinda straight down, so that does mean I can't do like this. I wonder if I can use a wall for this. Do I have my backgrounds? Like, what if I grab this? I paste that here. But then I don't want the lines to go this direction, I think. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna rotate this. We just do something like this. Call this the actual background. So we get some texture there as well. And then let's see here, let's remove all of this, let's go to the album open. For connected, sure. Now we have some background for those. The pockets I might just leave transparent. Yeah, I think so.
Hey Chappie, focus.
I'm mad focused. What are you on about? That's the same way I came up with Warpgate Online backstory. I wanted something that would explain away the oddities and leave plenty of space for creativity. Yeah, I think that is a very good way of going about it, to be honest. Like, making sure that you don't limit yourself too much in like what you can do and so on. Which, like I said, in all honesty, I think I have done to some extent. Like, I've already kind of set the tone for what this game is. So, like, I couldn't do any type of puzzle. Like, for example, just with the horror theme, for example, I can't have a puzzle that feels too cartoonish, if you know what I mean. Just that, I mean, you could in a horror game, but I don't know if you could in my horror game, if that makes sense. Because I feel like it would take you out of the immersion too much. Like, it would maybe alleviate a bit too much tension if you have something where... I don't know, what's a good example of like a cartoonish puzzle? Like, at some point, the way you get into a locked room upstairs is that you have to fill a big balloon and then you're gonna float up to the window so you can get in. You know, like, if you did something like that, that just wouldn't fit in my game. I think it definitely could fit in a game, but it needs to match the feel of the game itself, right? Like the theme and such. I think this is pretty good, honestly. Okay, first of all, I'm actually going to save this background separately. I'm gonna throw you in here. I need to get better at making like reusable backgrounds. Because I've redone a background like this like 3 times or something. Okay, so we got that covered. Which means that... I feel like I'm pretty happy with this, but I'm gonna keep the background here for now. But what we are going to do is to take all of these and we're gonna move you. And now I want to make... We might as well have an extra interaction for the fun of it, so I want to do something where you open this book. Which means that, of course, I need a closed variant of it. Should you open it to the right or to the left? No matter what, I will be able to just flip it. Technically, you hold the flashlight with your right hand. Does it feel more natural if you grab it with your left hand? Open it to the left. This is overthinking, just so you know. I'm very aware. Okay, so we can probably keep some of this. Maybe what we do is we make this one go the entire way. We remove that. I'm gonna make this go a little bit further. And then here we're gonna go straight up. Should this go as far? Okay. So this is now an actual outline, so we're gonna turn you white. Maybe we turn this one grey, because that's more of like a bevel line. Yeah. We are going to remove this entirely. Once again, when I do this kind of stuff, I don't really know what I'm doing. I am quite literally just trying things and seeing if it made sense or not. Maybe we do go all the way. Let's see, what would the perspective be like? Technically, maybe this one wouldn't go as far. Yeah, I think I might prefer that, actually. Maybe I keep you the same, but I made this one go one further. Let's see here. At the edge of this one we go 1, 2 and then down. So maybe here we should do some 1, 2 and then down. That looks a bit much. Maybe we do this. That's not too shabby. So it looks like this. You click on the book and then we swap to this sprite. Feels pretty good. I don't know if there should be... It looks a little bit empty like this. Should there be something on this? Well, I'm not gonna put the Polaroid logo on there. This has like a stamp of a photo on it. Maybe. I guess we could potentially do that. Like, what if we grab this one? Put you here, and then we make you way darker. Maybe. Photo album. Oh, is that meant so that you can actually put you can put a photo on the outside yourself? Maybe it's not just a stamp. It did kind of look like a stamp though, didn't it? Like it's stamped rather than the actually be... Yeah, no, this one is definitely... You can't put a photo here, can you? Photo album. Yeah, I might just do something like this. Maybe what we should do as well is do a little... Just to add some extra bit of texture here. Do some shit like this. I don't think this is needed either, like we could just do this, but... Makes me think of a TCG collection binder too. Yeah, I suppose those are fairly similar. There are photo albums that work the same way, but definitely not vintage. Do you mean that like these type of binders itself? Oh wait, were you referring to the photo on the outside or to the type of binder itself? Darth, welcome in, man. A lot of our old family albums have an image on front and a year underneath. Yours is great. The TCG/pocket style is not vintage. But isn't this what you mean by pockets? Or do you mean that they have something different? Because I'm imagining this being like plastic pockets that you like slide the photos into. Is that what you mean might be a bit more modern or whatever you want to call it? Would it be weird to put this one more in the middle? And then... Yeah, that feels odd. It doesn't feel like you're actually opening it compared to this. Just realized something else. I think... No, I think that's fine. Is that all I need then? Okay, so let's do this. Let's take the... Start off by copying one pocket. I'm gonna put you here. And I get rid of all the photos. Pockets. Let's remove the photos. I'm gonna merge this down. Who needs layers, man? Layers are for the weak. Anyway. Older albums often had a paper page with a plastic film you pulled back and placed the image under. Depends on the era, but your current design is great regardless. Okay. Layers are for people that make mistakes, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna put you here. Then I'm gonna grab you. Put you something like that. Then we're gonna have a separate plastic thingy. I'm gonna put you here. Don't need this size canvas, so let's make you a little bit smaller. This is probably fine. Sure. Let's export that. This does mean that, like, I would probably want to put a few Polaroids in here, so we might have to come up with some more Polaroid art. Oh, there is more we need. Shit. We need to make the actual book. I do have a book somewhere. What? Is that under items? No, I think it's under props. I made a book at some point. Is this the one? Let me copy that. Because that art looks fine, but it depends on where I could place this. Why do I feel like I have another book? Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm being silly. Do I have a... This is like a normal cabinet. It's gonna be too big to place on one of you, right? I mean... Almost works. Would be weird to... when this gets highlighted. Maybe if I did a variant of this, that's just one step closer. Because then we should just place this on a random cupboard somewhere. Okay. Let me try doing something. Where do I have a cupboard? We have one in here, so let's just pick this room. And we're gonna find our photo book. I think I should have called this photo album instead, but oh well. I'm gonna say this is multiple. We want to read, write, point no filter, no compression, apply. Don't think we need any extra hitbox on this, so we're just gonna select this one as is. And we're gonna pop on over here. Then we just need this little thing, and here we have to remember to raycast alpha pixels, if this is interactable. And I apply that. Now I'm going to duplicate the TV. And I'm going to remove... Why do you have a sprite renderer? So we can reuse the back button. We don't want this. And I don't want any of this. I'm gonna make this into the background. So wait, we need a new background as well. I'm gonna call you background wood 1. Right off now, have fun on, no worries acrylic, thank you very much for hanging out and I'll catch you next time. Background boom. Set native size. Let's rename this into something like album close-up maybe. And then let's call this the background. Sure. Now we need some objects. Let's duplicate this. And we are going to make this into the closed photo book. Album closed. You, my dear sir, is going to be interactable. On pointed click, highlight, deselect, raycast alpha pixels, nah. Always interactable, no, but always successful, probably. I'm gonna say yes. Gonna duplicate you. Call you album open. You are not going to be interactable. you're not gonna be able to close this afterwards. And of course we need to change the sprite into... I wonder if I should put the computer back somewhere. I did have a computer in the Game Jam version. The thing is, if I did that, I think I would like it to be like properly interactable, and I'm not sure if that's the way to go, because that means that I need to make something where, I don't know, it feels like you should be able to actually go on the computer, so I would have to make like a fake OS and possibly some puzzle with it, where you maybe have to find like the password or some shit like that. I don't know. It feels like that could easily get into a bit of scope creep territory, but it would be pretty fun. Could happen. Just build a quick operative system? Yeah, exactly. Okay, I assume that one is pixel perfect, right? I have some other reference point here. I think so. Okay, so obviously we can move you up a little bit. Maybe even a bit more. Maybe we put you like here. Sure. Now I'm gonna enable you, put you here. I'm gonna see if we can align you. I want the bottom corner here to align. I think that makes the most sense. So that would be 3, 2.5. Yeah, bottom indeed aligns. So now closed one, what do I want you to do? I want you to switch objects on click, where you're going to deactivate yourself and activate the open one. We obviously want to play some sound or something here. I don't know what. Do I have some... I do have the paper, the document. I do have the map one. Don't know if that's the sound I'm looking for here. Map open. Let me add that one, and then we're gonna do like 0.3 in volume. And maybe even pitch you down a little bit. And then maybe, I'm just gonna say that we're gonna add the debris sound effect as well. Gonna do full volume, or maybe 0.7 in volume, lower the pitch a bit, and we're just gonna see how that sounds. Let's see, back button, you should, let's see, I need to add the puzzle thing here, so that we can tell this to close this puzzle. Now, like, I should have named it something other than puzzle. Like, what the puzzle class actually means in my game is that you can walk up to it. That's what it means. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually a puzzle. It doesn't necessarily need the interactions and stuff, but... Marble race, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the first marble race of the day in yet another game about marbles. Strom, as the challenger, do you have a preferred map? Let's also set up a prediction here, whether or not you think that our challenger, Mr. Strom, will win or not. We're gonna do a 2-minute prediction starting right now, so feel free to gamble away all of your hard-earned channel points. Let's roll the scent, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, exclamation mark, join in the chat to get some marbles. We are doing 5 marbles per default, 10 for subscribers. Definitely getting some marbles in here. Let's go. How confident are people? So far we have 2.4k on Strom winning the race. We have 666 channel points on Strom losing. The odds don't make sense, but they rarely do. They rarely do. Cheetah and Grievance are both believers, I see. We have about half the time remaining in the prediction, and we have a lot more channel points bet. We have more than 4,000 on the challenger, but it has switched. We now have 22,500 against the believers. Nymph is a believer as well. Could be, you know, being a believer, it might be a bit more risky, but usually the rewards are a bit higher. Believers unite. Darth joined the dark side. He is a non-believer. There's nothing wrong with being a non-believer. You might be slightly less moral as a human being, but there's nothing wrong with... I'm joking. I'm joking. The poll is about to end. You have a few more seconds. We ended up with 6,000 points on the challenger winning and almost 23,000 points against the challenger. What's funny is that we actually do have more believers than we have non-believers. It is just the fact that the non-believers are a lot more confident. Which, you know, speaking of actual odds here, does make sense, but you never know. The challenger has won before and they could do it again. As long as Strom is actually in here, you did join, right? Because otherwise we have a cheat code. Let's say the challenger must join. Have you joined? You're not trying to do some... No, you did join, okay. We have too many marbles here, I can't see you. What color is Strom? Where is our challenger? Strom. Strom, I see. You are a green yellowy one, okay. Going to believe so hard. I do win all the time. Well, I used to. Go Strom. Numbers don't lie. Don't tease me to make a script which calculates what is the optimal bet. You probably could, yeah. It's probably true. The high payout is the driving factor. Imagine, just predict to not win and don't join. Yeah, I think from now on we are going to... No, it's not a new meta. It's not a new meta. It's not a new strat. I'm gonna say straight off the bat that it is the prediction will be disqualified in its entirety if the challenger doesn't join. Because otherwise, what the fuck are we doing? What's the point if the challenger doesn't join the race? So I'm gonna say from now on, good that this actually has never happened, but from now on, the prediction is disqualified. I can cancel them, right? Yeah, delete. I think that returns all points. That would be a rigged bet. It basically would. Not joining and betting against would be peak. No fun allowed. Well, that's the thing. You say no fun allowed, but is it really fun? Is it really fun? Because we basically just rigged the prediction in its entirety. I have considered it, but Sherpy called me out. RIP meta. It would gain so much more depth. I don't think you would. I think you would remove a lot of depth. Just create a new account with a slightly changed letter and join with that to trick Sherpy. We need side bets, Sherpy. Something I have considered is whether we should come up with more than 2 options to make it potentially more interesting. But I don't know how that works, because in some regard, you kind of... The way predictions work, you need it to be the case that only one can be true. I don't know how... Like, you could make it a little bit more even, where maybe you say... There's one where you can bet on the challenger ending up in first place, maybe you can bet on the challenger ending up on the leaderboard at all. And maybe the third one, the like proper non-believer one, is that they don't end up on the leaderboard. You know, just to give a few more options, potentially. So then, like, you know, the option for them ending up on the leaderboard is a little bit more... It gives you a more fair bet for believers, but then if you're a true believer, you can still do, like, the risky bet, which would still be the most risky one, to just say that they are going to be in first place. Actually, DraftKings, but for marble races. Players are unhinged. I would believe some people enjoying that. If you're hard using channel points, you need your own points. Good evening, Lupo. Welcome in, man. It wouldn't make you more likely to win, but more likely to win more. Okay, are we ready to start up? Last chance, type exclamation mark join in the chat to enter the race, otherwise we're gonna be starting in about 10 seconds. Let's go. See whether or not our challenger, Mr. Strom, can make it first or not. Here we go into the Plinko section. We have Fuzzlings taking the lead there. Does get kicked up, but manages to be first into the spinners. We have Arthur, David, Strom, and Grievance behind, but we do have a few time-consuming sections left here. We have the Flipper, with which Fuzzlings, who is in the lead, manages to get through pretty much immediately. David somehow manages to take the lead though, going into the Arcanoid section, but as you know, a lot of the marbles are going to catch up here. I see we have at least 1-2 Strom marbles here, so it is not over for the challenger by any means. Going into the swooshing section, we have Arthur Shoots getting out first. Taking a really good route through the Plinko as well, Grievance as well. Arthur does get caught up by the spinner and thrown out. We have Arthur and Grievance battling through the very last section, but Grievance does get caught at the end, and Arthur Shoots, ladies and gentlemen, is our winner. Grievance second place, Darth third, Arthur 4, Fuzzlings, Grievance, Arthur, Techbox, Saxidash, Luasoft. Unfortunately this time the challenger, Mr. Strom, did not even end up on the leaderboard. Let's see who the second winner is, aka last place. We have a few still stuck in the Flipper. Fuzzlings and Nymph, but Nymph just got through. So looks fairly likely that Mr. Fuzzlings is going to be second winner, aka last place. No monies, yeah, sorry to the non-believers. Oh, you know what? Fuzzlings might actually go in front of Nymph. We have Fuzzlings, Nymph, and Saxidash battling for the last position here. And Nymph just does get kicked out. Fuzzlings might actually make it here. It looks very likely. I think our second winner, aka last place, is going to be Mr. Nymph. With that, all of the marbles has reached the finish line, so we're gonna close the prediction, which means unfortunately this time the challenger did not win, so the points will be split amongst the non-believers. So with that, we're gonna end the prediction and get back to work. Thanks for playing, as always. Okay, we need some way to open up this photo book, or rather to go up to it. I don't know if this is too big. Should we make this actually look like it's... Like, should I have the edge of the cabinet here or something, maybe? Let me just try something out of curiosity. What would it look like? If I did that... And maybe that. Maybe. Maybe this shouldn't be a generic wood background. Maybe this should be a... like... cupboard background thing. Grievance with the on-screen celebration. Thank you for the bits, man. Chicken Redeem is underwhelming. I didn't even hear it, so I think my volume is a bit low. Arcanite is the great equalizer. It really is. Got pulled into a troll, so I missed it. Moral victory. Let me see, what does this look like? Yeah, I don't know. I might actually do this. Let me have a look at the chest again. What did I do here? Obviously this has a very different perspective. You know what, I'm gonna skip this for now. I'm gonna leave this background as is. But then we'll see. I might change that later. Okay, deactivate you. I need a new item here. I'm gonna take the plant. I'm just gonna duplicate you. Oh, maybe I should have reused the other book I had. Didn't think about that. Oh well. Book. I'm gonna grab this one. I don't know if this fits. I don't think it does. I think I would need a smaller book here. The only way I can make it kinda make sense is to put you here, but the highlight is gonna look odd. I don't like these lines matching up either. And that perspective just is not right. It looks like... yeah, I think this book is actually from the Game Jam. I think this was meant to be on the floor. That makes a lot more sense perspective-wise. So I actually think I need a new one here. Because I don't think I want this one to be on the floor. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's go into our test room. And then I'm going to go here. And I'm gonna grab the cabinet. Do I not have a cabinet in here? I don't know if I have the new cabinet in here. Okay, gonna do a new layer, and then we're gonna see if we can somehow modify our book so that it makes sense. So I'm gonna grab these two, we're gonna pop on over here, paste you in, we're gonna flip you. Gonna start working on this one first. Because, yeah, this doesn't look right. I think I need to make you smaller. And maybe make you smaller here too. I think something like this could potentially work. Still think we need to play around more with the perspective. Um... I should put this on a table somewhere as well. I don't have a lot of tables though. Where do I have tables? I mean, obviously we could redecorate stuff, but I have one small one in the library. I don't think it would fit there. In a shelf it would be even harder to put this. Oh. Nothing says that this shouldn't be standing up. But that would change how the art looks. And the perspective, you can't have it straight then. Unless it's leaning against the wall. What if it's leaning against the wall? Like, what if you actually open the book and it's like this? That looks odd though. No, I'm not sure if I like this. It could have worked. That's not too shabby. So maybe it looks like that first. After you open it, it looks like this. Fuck it. Let's try it. Props book open. Do I have that? No? Maybe we should add a little bit of extra pixels here. 1 pixel around it, maybe. Going to apply that, and then let's go back into the TV room. We are going to unpack this prefab completely. I'm gonna call you album. Duplicate that one, and I have another one with the open. Yeah. Let's change this into album closed. And this is of course going to be album open. I'm gonna give you a parent object that we just call album, and we're gonna do the props icon. Non-interactable, no. Both of you need to be interactable. You should also be always successful. I am going to raycast alpha pixels. Always interactable, no. However, you are now going to open puzzle on click. The puzzle to open will of course be the album. Now, let's see if we can... Let's take the closed album. Let's deactivate that one. Then I'm gonna align this wherever I want it, which I think is going to be... I don't want that double pixel line there, so I think I'm gonna place you something like this. Don't know how well that specifically reads, but we'll see. Now the closed album needs to align here, so I'm gonna put you here. 0.5. Yeah, let's try that. You're gonna be closed from the get-go. Both of you open the puzzle. We're now gonna make it here so that the album closed, when you click on this, I also want to deactivate this one, and I want to activate this one, so the small one switches. Sure. We are going to apply all of these changes. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna move the album back. We're gonna see how this feels and whether it looks good. I think the hitbox should be bigger. and the back button doesn't work. Why? Album close up, back button. Oh, I forgot to set a function. Close puzzle, of course. Let me check the sound effect too. Closed. Let's up the volume of the map open sound effect. Just, I don't even know if I heard that one. That does not sound right. Let's maybe delay the debris sound effects. I don't know if I can use that one. I just threw in the first one I thought potentially it could work. Maybe do like a wood knock sound effect or something. Like it's a little bit heavy when it finally opens. Yeah, maybe. And then maybe add a delay to the switch here as well. What if I made this into a wood knock, slightly lower volume? That sounded very heavy. Definitely sounded heavy. Okay, so lower the volume and up the pitch. You never know, it might just work. Okay. Why if I use debris instead of the map open sound effect? Feels more like a kind of thing. It's too quick though. It doesn't sound right. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. Do I have any sound effects for plastic things? I think I should. Because I don't know if we need some sound effect when you click on these. Maybe. Oh, we do need some photos to put in there as well. Maybe that's what we should see if we can try and make. What are some good Polaroid things that a family might have? I don't know, should I duplicate the family photo? Throw down a Polaroid, or is that too lazy? I might do it. Tweak it a little bit, but basically reuse that one for a Polaroid. I can show all of my Polaroids, right? I think that's fine. Just I think all the ones I did were part of the demo, which means I don't really care about showing them. Maybe not those. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of these. Because we definitely need to have something in here from the get-go. So what if I... Where do I have my... What do I call that one? Shelf? Is that what I call it? I do indeed. What if... Maybe we make a photo just of the adults as a Polaroid. Because I wouldn't be able to fit all of them. So maybe... Wait. Do I not have a... This would make it a lot easier. Do I have a project of the shelf? I think I do. Oh, it's all one anyway. Of course it is. Who the fuck uses layers, eh? Okay, I'm just gonna grab you lot. I am going to throw you in here, and we're gonna try to figure this out. Okay, so what pixels are part of her? I would say definitely these, maybe those. I guess those would have to be as well. And wait, those two. That's her, that's her. That as well as this. Don't need to take the chair. I'm gonna make it as if they were standing up. You should probably be a little bit shorter. Sure. That doesn't make sense. Shit. Looks like she is missing an arm. That might be better. You know what I thoroughly hate? Anatomy, because I don't fucking understand it. No, that looks like a beer belly. Is that fine? Does this look odd? I think it reads, like I think it's understandable that these are people. Maybe I should do something like this is supposed to be his hand. Maybe. Sure. Album open. Let's make an empty game object called slot 0. And inside of view, I'm gonna put 2 images, both of which I would like to have the default color. Well, let's do it one at a time, because we do want to add a non-lit layer as well. I'm not gonna tell you anything right now. You are going to be lit. You are of course going to be non-lit. Okay, so this is gonna be, say that this is a photo. For copyright reasons, this is definitely not a Polaroid. I want to make that very clear. It's a photo. Very different. Very different. And then we're gonna do the... what do you call this? Do we call this pockets? What would you call this? I think you would, right? It's like a plastic little pocket. So the photo and we have the pocket. Both of these are going to be the album. Nope. Photo. Book thingy. Budung. And here we're just gonna... Let's just go with our new Polaroid. Okay. $51.61. Why am I disconnecting from chat? Oh shit, wait, did I fully disconnect? Did we just F? One in chat if you can hear me, one in chat if you can see me. I think we might just have crashed. Give me one moment. Are we back? We might be back. One in chat if you can see me, one in chat if you can hear me. I think the stream just crashed for a second. Okay, Cheetah, you can hear me, good. Yeah, Discord sent a new notification. So I very much think that is the case. Sorry about that one, guys. I have no idea what just happened. Sorry about that one, but it does appear as if we are up and running again. Everything looks good, so let's just pretend like nothing happened. Seems good now. Cheers. What is up, Mothership? How you doing, man? Good to have you as always. Yet another game developer on Twitch.tv. For those who may not be aware, definitely go and check out Mr. Mothership. Oh, they're actually aligned. Holy shit. So I wonder... The photo is going to be non-interactable. This one I don't know yet. Good are currently in a deep refactor that's necessary for upcoming updates. It's a bit scary, but coming along well and nice to hear. What kind of refactor are you working on? Is it like one of the major systems in the game? Yeah, for my mother-in-law accidentally unplugged the router or something. They're doing Christmas cleaning and I've locked myself in my study, I understand. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It was probably... I mean, no, it was definitely on my end, because I saw on OBS that I fully disconnected, so... What are you working on? Trying out some new... Some new objects here. I thought about making this like photo album that you can walk up to. Definitely need to change the sound effects. It's not too shabby. Did I? Oh, I fucked this up. You should go down 1 pixel. Yeah, there we go. Just in general, I feel like I want more of this stuff that you can go up to, if that makes sense. Shut up. Now, sound effect does not work though. Okay, so I've been thinking about doing this, so if you played the demo you know that there are some Polaroids in the game. So I've been thinking about maybe having this as a place where you can basically collect all of the Polaroids. Potentially, maybe we have some achievements for finding all of them. There are some tricky things here though. I think one of the good things about doing this is that we can get rid of the Polaroids from the inventory, and you can still inspect them here so they don't fully disappear, but I think it's nice to have certain things that like take more items away from you, so it's never like too overwhelming to look at your inventory. Potentially that could do something where maybe in the future we might actually be able to do a slight change and make the inventory items, like in your inventory, a lot bigger, so they are more readable and so on, but that would have to wait. Because right now you never get it filled up more than this. And especially if we start taking more items away, I think we could make the inventory items a lot bigger, so they're more easily read. However, the thing is, yeah, because there's other parts as well where you might have something that is like only a hint to a very specific puzzle. That's something I've been thinking about too, where I feel like we might as well just automatically delete that item from your inventory once you're done with it, right? There are some, like, if they have lore in them in some regard, then we should keep them. But if it was something that, say that I had an item that literally just gave you the code for like the safe. Like it literally just said these are the digits for the safe. Like once you unlock the safe, there's no reason to keep that item, right? Because if there's no reason for you to have a look at it again, and it doesn't give any additional information such as story or lore, like there's no reason for the player to keep it. I don't want to make a discard system, because that's a whole other can of worms. So I feel like I might just do something where like we have an interaction, so like when this puzzle is solved, just remove this item. At least for the ones that we can know for like 100% certainty is completely redundant or unnecessary. Yeah, it is the lanes where you put your cards on. The entire class was duplicate code and just spaghettied everywhere, basically. Oh, I see what you mean. Album for Polaroid sounds really cool. Yeah, so far I feel like this could be a good idea. We could do a neat little animation where you kind of see the Polaroids slide into place as well. But we do have another issue here. I don't know how to fucking select it. Because the issue is that the Polaroids are inspectable items. When you click an inspectable item, you bring it up. You can't actually select the item and then select the pocket. Unless we do something where... But I don't know if I like that. We could do something where all you have to do is click on the pocket. It will automatically look through your inventory if you have a Polaroid and slide it in. But that's inconsistent with the rest of the game. Unless we do something where we basically check specifically if you are looking at the photo album, then we do some override when we say that even if the document is inspectable, I still want to select it. Potentially. Separate category, oh, for the unnecessary items. You could do that as well. I have thought before about making basically tabs above the inventory where you can like filter it for item types and stuff. But this depends a lot, because it depends on how many items you have, right? Like filtering would be unnecessary most likely if you never have more items than this. So that's part of the reason why I haven't done it yet. But you could definitely do something similar for like items you no longer require as well. Yeah, how would you put a Polaroid in here? I would prefer if you do select it. The issue then is that all of these look the same.
Oi, oi, what's good?
What is up, Pons? Welcome in, man. How you doing? So, like, the issue is once again that it feels inconsistent to have you not select it. Then, if you can select the photo, the issue is also the fact that you can't actually... Since the icon is so small, there's no way of telling which photo is which. Unless we did something specific, like, that would also be a little bit of an inconsistency, but maybe if you inspect the photo here, we do it like a separate thing, where maybe you bring it up, but further to the side, and now you can click one of these to, like, insert the photo. Happy Friday, Pons. How you doing, man? Excited for the weekend? Don't do selection at all, make some simple animation and put photos automatically. We could do that, but the issue once again is that it does... I find it a little bit inconsistent. I do find it slightly inconsistent. Because there is no other place in the entirety of the game where you use an item without selecting it. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit hesitant towards. Like, it would certainly be the easiest. Just do something where each of these have a... What if each of them have a reference to the scriptable objects of a Polaroid, and when you click it you check for the Polaroid, or I have a list of them, I suppose. Run it through the inventory, if you find that one then slide that one of them in. But yeah, it's the whole thing about like using an item without selecting it that I'm not sure. In general, some of you might be aware that consistency tends to be one of the things I value the most, whether it's art style, design, or mechanics, or whatever it might be. So, yeah, I am a little bit hesitant doing something that breaks the consistency of the game. Because this could reinforce certain behavior, like trying to click on something without selecting items later in the game. And that would be a problem, because, like I said, every other time you do need to select the item. That's why I have a tutorial of how to use the items, because some people, like at the very start of the game, might pick up like the first key and then just try clicking on those thinking that they will automatically use the key. Would also put it in the correct order. Yeah, that's true. Then again, no, I guess I would have to do something specific on the Polaroids, because you can also argue that there's a slight inconsistency having an inspectable item that all of a sudden you can interact with, but I do think, like, if you see another Polaroid here, I do feel like people are gonna understand that you can use photos here. I might do some weird thing here where you still inspect it. So you do bring the Polaroid up, But then we actually make it so that not... I don't know, so that that also selects the Polaroid as an item. We disable the background ray trace, which is normally if I click here, I'm gonna close it. But then we could do something where you can actually interact. That gives the player the ability to see the Polaroid. You can still kind of select it before you use it. Overlay button on photo box and insert photo and then we'll fade in. Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't have any overlay buttons in the entire game, except I suppose for the new pause button. No, I guess the back arrow is one as well. Those are like the two only times that I use it. I have tried very hard to minimize UI elements. If I could put photos manually in different order, then I would assume that there's something hidden and it's a puzzle. Maybe it will be. Who knows? It's a tricky one. Like, there's no way to do this without somehow breaking a... consistency. Teabag, welcome back. Back from my nap, what's the problem? I'm trying to think about how to insert Polaroids, like how the actual like UX, UI UX flow of inserting Polaroids is. But everything is inconsistent in some manner. Because normally you cannot select a inspectable object, like clicking on it will automatically bring it up. So even if I made some override where in this specific scene you can select it, that would still, you could argue, be inconsistent. We could have so just click here and you automatically insert it, but that's inconsistent because there's never another point where you don't have to select an item first. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe doing it so that you actually do inspect it. But here we do something special where we move the hand even further to the left or something. We disable the background blocker. And when you open this one, we actually do select the item as well. So that you could use it as a normal interaction. But how would... now I have the hand here. I'm not gonna have the hand actually slide it into place. Mainly because I don't think the hand is nearly long enough. I guess I could make it longer, but I doubt it's gonna look right. So what, if I clicked here... and then slide it in, that would maybe feel a bit odd. I'm still leaning towards this one, but... if the insert position is clickable and opens the inventory... yeah, that's basically the same as doing some override to select it, but we revert it. Because nonetheless, I would have to change the code for the inventory item. Since this handles itself right, and clicking it right now will always open it up. Then I suppose the only downside to that is that you couldn't put the Polaroid wherever you want, because it's, unless you memorize the actual number, there's really no way of knowing which Polaroid looks like what. That, I suppose, is the main advantage of doing the weird thing where we maybe inspect it and then you can say where to basically put it. Then I don't want to animate a hand putting it in, especially not for the top ones. But here you could do it semi-easily, I suppose. But I don't know if it would look right to slide the hand away and then slide it in here. Okay, I'm just gonna try something. So here, I'm going to... How do I do this? I'm gonna make this pocket non-interactable, and I'm gonna duplicate you. And have one pocket that is interactable, and here we do need to raycast alpha pixels. Okay, so on this one where we already have a Polaroid, we deactivate the interactable one. Oh, you know what I should do? I'm gonna keep that line here, but to make sure that you are behind, I'm gonna remove you over here. So that the photo could slide in front of this one, but behind this one. Because I feel like this is a neat place for a small little tween animation. Sorry guys, we do have some ads running at the moment. I don't know if I need a... I might actually need a separate script for this. Do I not have like move position on click? Move position on trigger? I do have that one. But then with the save system we would need to be able to load these in at the correct position so that if you replay the game and you walk up to this, like every single Polaroid doesn't slide in. So that would be a bit weird. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna make my own code for this. We're gonna call this a album photo album pocket. Sure thing. Ads should be over. Welcome back, people. And what are we gonna do here? Let's see, let's rename this one into something like Pocket Interactable. Make your own code, exactly. Ain't no one got time for that. That's the best part, isn't it? It's funny, like, I definitely didn't start making games because I wanted to code. Like, coding was, you know, definitely one of those things that I just, like, had to learn to be able to make games. But it is funny, because I actually did really grow to like coding. Like, I actually find quite a lot of enjoyment out of coding. Let's see, we want to have at least 2 game objects, which is going to be... maybe they all should be interactable. Maybe it should always be interactable. Now I'm unsure. I am going to do this. Maybe you should be able to take this photo out if you wanted to. Making games is my favorite puzzle game, pretty much. Except for Chance of Senna, because holy shit, that game was good. I'm at the point, you know when you like watch a movie or you play a game or something, and you enjoy it so much that you're like kinda sad that it's over? That's kinda what I feel like with Chance of Senna. Holy shit, I enjoyed that game. Okay, I'm gonna have a public void called insert photo. How do I know which photo to insert? Do I have time to check the inventory manager to see what you have selected here? I'm actually not sure. Okay, I'm just gonna call you insert photo for now. We're gonna make the function and then we're gonna fix the logic at some point. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm just gonna serialize a item called photo. That's tricky too. Or maybe it isn't. Because the thing I want to do is to find a sprite, but don't my Polaroids inspectable? That is the inspection prefab. So if I have access to the scriptable object, I can find the inspection prefab, which is just the photo. And also, as far as I'm aware, non-interactable. So that is actually fine. And then maybe we have a... Should you be able to take I think I might make it so you can take photos as well. You can take them out and place them. I'm gonna have to do something special here though. I don't know how difficult that is gonna be. But now, I'm just gonna do this. Wait, why are you still behind that one? Did I not save it here? Oh, I saved it as a sprite thingy, I see. I need to export you. There we go. That looks better. I think I'm just gonna have one function that checks and basically understands whether you want to take a photo, insert a photo, maybe even exchange a photo. Like if you select one and you click on another photo, maybe that should automatically grab the one that's in and put in the new one. So I need to have a reference to whether or not you have... The thing is, I thought about instantiating the game object. From this one. So we insert the scriptable object, we get the inspection prefab, and we slide that one in. Now, since you have a reference to a scriptable object, that means you have a photo inserted. If you don't have anything selected and there's nothing in here, then nothing happens. If something is in here and you have something selected, then you switch them. So, no matter what, we know that if I'm gonna do a transform game object. I'm gonna say item, and I'm gonna say photo, sure. Why do I need both? I need this one to know what item you're taking. I need this one to be able to access the game object. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just do something and fix it later. If the item is not equal to null, then I would like to collect item on click. What do I do here? Oh shit, I do quite a lot, don't I? Add item event. So then we want to add the item and then say that item is now null. But we also need to do something with the game object. So I guess if the photo is not null, which it shouldn't be, but let's null check it just for safety measure. Why not? Let's try this pocket interaction. Sure. Now we want to tween this, so we want to say that the photo dot, why is this game object dot transform do local move y I mean, I guess I could move you. Would it look weird if this pocket was here? Would it look weird to slide a photo all the way? Or should I just do this and fade it out? Should we slide it? I guess I could do this as well if I wanted to be real fancy. And maybe you slide it up? No. On these... It's probably fine to... slide it out and then fade it out. It's fine, that's my motto. However, I have 2 layers here, so in that case I would have to... Because I don't know if I want to just slide it out and deactivate it. Maybe that's fine too, though. I might do that for now. Because otherwise I'm gonna need to programmatically add a canvas group so I can fade out both layers. I guess I could just add that by default to all of the Polaroids too. Okay, do local move Y. How far up? Let's see. You start at minus 0.5. Okay, let's not use magic numbers here. Private float. Inserted position. Inserted position Y is 0.5. I guess we get it just outside of this then. 2 pixels taller, some shit like that. So 59.5. Insert, what's the fucking antonym to insert? Should be desert, but it's not. Outsert. Take out? No, can I use something fancier here? Extract, I guess. Remove. I'm gonna be fancy. Extract position Y is equal to 59.5. And also, was the first one negative or positive? It's negative. This should actually be minus 0.5. Then we're gonna add a private float animation duration, which is gonna be like 35, sure. So if you're gonna take something out, we should move to the extract position with the animation duration. Maybe we should have some ease here as well. I guess it should go quicker, start slow and then go quicker. In cubic. Maybe. And then, on complete, I would like to You know what? I actually don't want to deactivate this either. I want to fucking destroy it. That's what I want to do. I went to buy some groceries. How's the album going? Is it done already? No, I just started working on like the interactions here, which is probably gonna be a bit tricky, but I'm gonna try and just get something rudimentary going first, and then we'll see. Trying to work on animations for sliding in and out photos. Yeah, I think I want to destroy it here, so... on complete, I want to destroy photo. And I assume I don't need to say that photo is null now, right? Like, wouldn't destroying this automatically make it null? Or am I being silly? I feel like that should be the case. Let's see, Pocket interactable. Here I'm just going to publish Unity event on click. You're gonna tell your Pocket to do the Pocket interaction. Oh shit, wait, both are null. This is not gonna do anything, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna say that this is Polaroid 1, even though it isn't, and then the photo is you. I don't think I did local, did I? No, do local move. I do. For some reason it looked like I pulled it further than I should have. .05. No, I should only do up there and then it should be deactivated. Obviously we would need some sound effect for this as well at some point. It does properly delete it, so that's good. And I think it looks kinda fine. How do we insert it? Okay, what if I do this? I have an idea. I maybe have an idea. I think I could check for selected item, but since you inspect Polaroids, I need to actually make them selected. So maybe what I need to do is have a quick look at my... I think I call it inspection. Inspection manager. On item inspected. Oh, maybe I should grab the photo and automatically inspect it if you don't have one. Maybe. Initialize item. Current object instantiate. Wait. Do I instantiate it and never destroy it? No, I must destroy it, right? Yeah, wait, show item false. Hide item. Yeah, destroy current object. Okay, thank God. Okay. What if I make the inspection manager have a public reference to what you are inspecting? And we check that when you interact with these. I'm gonna need to do some weird thing here. And I also need to disable the background image, specifically in this scene, so that you can still click on things. The annoying thing is that once you inspect this, do I actually know what item I'm looking at? Like, do you know inspectable item? Item as inspectable item. I guess I could just save that. And then check whether it is a Polaroid or not. And if you inspect the item while looking at this. Okay. How the fuck do I solve this? I could have a static bool that basically checks whether or not you're looking at the album. If that is set to true, when you decide to inspect a Polaroid, then we don't enable the background blocker, or whatever you want to call it, so that you can still interact with things. And if you interact with one of these, then you check the inspection manager to know indeed if you are looking at a Polaroid, and in that case what Polaroid you're looking at. Hmm. Just trying to make sure that I do this in a non-horrible way. It's going to be a little bit of duct tape to hold this together. And I need to make sure that this is intuitive. The player needs to understand that they can insert these. Ah. Duct tape I like. I did have one maybe crazy idea. What if I... When you walk up to this... Yeah, this is the most consistent way of doing it. When you walk up to this, what if I remove all your Polaroids from the inventory and I put them in the scene? And then you basically click the one of them and click where you want to insert it. Like maybe what I could do is take this entire thing, move you all the way to the side, and then the Polaroids you have collected we put here. You click the Polaroid to inspect it, click where you want to put it. If you take one out, this one goes over here. If you take a step back, then any Polaroid that's currently laying here, we automatically pick up again or something. Maybe. Not have to worry at all about the inspection manager, nor like the inventory, like we just do it for the player. By the way, I didn't catch the start of the stream. What does the album do? It's for collectible photos. Yeah, kind of. It is possible that I might make a little puzzle somehow out of this as well, but... It's basically, already in the demo I had these Polaroids, and I'm basically thinking of just making a little album for them. Maybe have an achievement to like put them all in. If you find all the Polaroids and put them in here. It's just a UI that like... I'm a bit concerned about. But I kind of like this. Maybe we could even have a interactable slot here. If you click here, then dun 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 dun, you put out all of your Polaroids. No, because then you can't click again to collect them, because clicking them would also be the way you select them. What if I did this? I put you all the way over here. Actually, wait. I need to move the closed album as well then. I'm gonna give you a parent object called album. And then I'm gonna move you instead. Well, that did not work. Let's see, album closed, and album should be child objects of this one. Indeed. I want to move both of you. Maybe over here or something. Okay. That would be really what I would expect to happen automatically, yeah. To be fair though, I'm not saying, because I don't know if you mean to automatically put them into the album. Because that's not what I mean. I'm thinking about automatically putting them on the table next to it. So then here you can select them and put them into place. Basically to navigate around the entire inventory as well as navigate around the inventory as well as the inspection manager. So like even here, when you take this out, we don't put it into the inventory, we put it back on the table. Bulb Turtle, how you doing, man? Did you watch the Game Awards? I did not. I think I am completely out of the loop, if I'm gonna be quite honest. So basically, when you walk up to this, we just slide, we remove all the Polaroids you have, and then we slide them in here. That does mean I'm gonna need some main script for this though, so I'm just gonna call this photo album. I watched a lot of trailers, but I think in general it was pretty meh, but I'm hyped for Neo 3, New Star Wars Razor, and Phantom Blade 0. I'm also somewhat out of the loop, watched the full show yesterday for the first time. When did it, when did it air? Or whatever? It's gonna be weird if you walk up to this without having picked up any Polaroid. Because then you're gonna be like, why is this so non-centered? And that's when I'm just gonna blame it on a autistic decision. So we pull you out, instead of deactivating you, I'm going to move you to a different transform. And we should even tween you all the way there, so we go boom boom. So we move it up. And then we slide it over to a random position here. Oh no, I meant like when it aired this time, like which day it was. Also, Jonathan Blow's gamedev announced of 10 years for which he has made his own engine and language. Definitely want to see how that plays out. Damn. You know what I need to do? I need to actually play one of his games. I haven't played... I know of Braid and The Witness, right? Or like the two big ones that I'm aware of, at least. I haven't played either one. But I have heard a lot of good things about them. I've watched some stuff on Jonathan Blow, but I haven't actually played his games. Today at like 4 AM Vienna time? Okay. Wait, Vienna time? That's the same as me, right? We're in the same time zone, if I'm not mistaken. I'm fairly certain that's the case. Last night super late for Europe. I didn't stay until 5 AM at all watching it. Wait, are you being ironic? Yeah. Are you being sarcastic? 8 PM US Eastern time? A little bit more approachable time, I suppose. The new game didn't look much, but I hear the puzzles go really deep. It was 2 AM Finnish, 1 AM Swedish time. Wait. No, but okay, wait, something here is off though, right? Are we talking about opening and closing hours or something? Wait, Vienna can't be 3 hours ahead of me. That's why I want to see how it plays out. Like, I imagine it won't sell that much, but of course I hope for him it does. Oh, okay. I meant 4 AM wasn't the start, but it was around that time that it ran. Okay, I got it. Irony is difficult to convey. Need more emojis. No, you have the perfect one. This is Twitch, man. Kappa emote. The perfect one. Admotic, how you doing? Trailer for the new Larian game was interesting, my body is ready. Oh, Larian are the ones who made Baldur's Gate, right? In my opinion, I think it'd sell very well given its track record. The Braid remaster didn't do that well according to him. Oh, I didn't even know we made a remaster. Oh, is it the anniversary edition? Fully repainted artwork, a new world of puzzles, and seriously in-depth commentary. Yeah, this I definitely want to play at some point. Order of the Sinking Star. Oh, is this the new game we were talking about? To be announced? How many games on your backlog, Chappy? Let's not talk about it. It's a lot. It is definitely a lot. New Divinity? Even if I like Braid, the new game doesn't seem super appealing to me. J Blow one? Yeah. Braid is one of my favorite indies of all time. Special game in my opinion. Soccerman Master J Blow. Interesting art style, doing the like cell shading on, I assume, the interactable items. And the background is not cell shaded. Okay. What if Photo album pocket. Pocket interaction. I'm like a little bit lost how I want to do this, but I think this is the idea I like the most. What I'm thinking is that... Why is intelligence budding out? Hello? Is it because I opened it with an error, maybe? Design process is even more interesting, like when it streams its editor. I do wonder if it was necessary to build his own engine, but given it's Jonathan Blow, I'm sure he's doing something unique in the backend. Yeah, it could be the case. If I'm not mistaken, he made his own scripting language. I think so as well, I've heard that at least. Then made his own game level editor, very advanced as well, only to make this game. I saw one lecture he gave about game design and how much time effort you should put into a specific project. And well, he proposed like projects which takes 10 years to make. I don't know about that one. Potentially for him, I think that could make sense. I don't know if I would say that to the every indie game developer. Seemed a bit too much of the make your own engine to make games. Slots and Daedalus was made in 8 months. If I remember correctly, but it went for like first do made 1 year project, and a 3 year project, and then a 10 year project, etc. That I do suppose makes more sense. It makes more sense that like you should. I feel like it's fairly logical to like up the scope as you go. At least to some extent. Just like you do want to challenge yourself as well, right? And if you redo basically the same type of game over and over again, I assume you're not gonna really learn that much from it. What if I do a private transform called... I'm gonna call this... Fuck it, photo transform. And then that one is going to have a bunch of start in positions. And then in awake, I basically want to check... I want to loop through your inventory. That's what I want to do. Inventory manager dot... What can I do here? Check inventory, no, deselect the amount of collectibles. Get inventory item. Okay. Okay. I should have a list of all the Polaroids. Ooh. Ooh, wait. I have access to the inventory grid transform. I could just loop through that one. That's probably better. Fuck it. Transform inventory grid is equal to this. For each variable I should check if... Can I... shit. When I do for each, that will... Fuck. How do I want to do this? What do I do when I get an inventory item here? Get components in chill. Okay, that's better. Yeah. That's what I want to do. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Look through the inventory grid, get all of those in a list. And then we're gonna loop through that. That's going to be an issue though, isn't it? Maybe for each is better, because if I use an index and I start removing stuff while at it, that's gonna fuck it up, isn't it? I think that made sense for him, but wouldn't really apply to most devs. Yeah, I think that's probably fair to say. I respect him a lot as a developer, but some lottery winners' best financial advice would be buy a lottery ticket. Yeah. He had success with his early games. Yeah, and I think that's a pretty big factor to something like that, right? Like, he can take more risk, spend more time working on a single project, because he's already had success. Like, for someone like me, if this game doesn't do well, I can't take the risk to work for 5 years on my next game, right? Yeah, it's easier to say just take 10 years making your game if you have the money for it, exactly. But he has a chance with his own struggles, like expectations grow exponentially. Yeah, that's a fair point as well. He worked out some deep technical issues with Braid and had great success, so it's understandable he'd advise others to get into engine programming. Even if trends come and go slowly, 10 years is a lot. And he probably felt that when his Braid remaster did not have as good reception. J-Blow is also not most people, he's another level of problem solver, engineer, etc. Yeah, that's probably a fair point too. Yeah, because I think like what applies to Jonathan Blow does not apply to me, right? Like, I'm a newbie developer without a single commercial release game and limited in funds. And nowhere near the amount of experience he has. Like, in general, it just doesn't make as much sense. Like, to apply the same things to him as you would for me. Oh no, wait, I can do a for loop here. Because I'm working with the list, I don't have to ever remove it from the list. Let's do a for loop. And then we're gonna say, okay, so we have the item, we have the list of all the inventory items that you have. Now I want to check if any of them are Polaroids. And here we have an issue, because there's no way for me to know whether something is or isn't a Polaroid. Unless I would check if like the item key contains the word. But that's a bit crazy. So I'm gonna have to change something. Let's go into our inspectable item, which derives from item. I am going to be a bit silly. I'm just going to make a public bool for whether or not this is photo, which is always gonna default to false. That is what I'm going to do. It's the easiest fix. What's up, Blindfish? How you doing, man? Good to have ya. I do think everybody that wants to be a game systems programmer should learn to code an engine. It's really not that hard, and it will pay dividends. At the same time, it's definitely not required to ship games. Yeah. No, I think it is one of them things where I am by no means saying that it couldn't be valuable to build an engine and that you couldn't like learn a lot from it and so on. But you do kind of have to look at the individual to see if it makes sense, right? Because although I think it could be very advantageous to do it, like someone in my position, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not making a game that requires me to make an engine. This game would take way longer for me to make if I would make my own engine. And I don't have the funds to spend that time. Like there's really, for me individually, specifically for me, it doesn't make sense. But that is not to say that it wouldn't make sense for someone else. Hiya, Ben Blindfish. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. I mean, the game description starts with from director Jonathan Blow, yeah. And that says quite a lot, right? Like, you know that if you can start the Steam description by saying who you are, then you've already made it, right? That's, I feel like that's a pretty good line. Like, at least if it's, no, the better way to phrase this is, if it's advantageous for you to put your name as one of the first things on the game, then it's quite clear that you've already made it. It would have made sense to stop and do it now, but it would have made sense to learn about engine design internals on an ongoing basis. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably fair. I just don't think it would make sense for me to, because as you said, like if I would actually try to build my own engine, I would probably have to basically stop working on the game to like focus on building an engine, and that time is just not something I have the funds to do, right? But yeah, I still do believe that, as you said, like it makes total sense that learning more about it is still probably valuable no matter what. But it's a balance, right? From solo developer Mantrap, exactly. From the sleep-deprived wannabe developer, which is VTubing hamsters fuzzlings. Someday for all of us aspiring devs. Okay, I have a list of all items in your inventory. I could now loop through them and say if items at the index of I dot, I guess I have to get component inspectable item now. No, I can't do that. No. This is an inventory item, so I need to check if Oh shit, how do I do this? Because this is just an inventory item. The inventory item has a reference to an item. I need to know if this item... Is this where I can use the is keyword? If the item is an inspectable item, can I do that? Is that correct? Item is a scriptable object called item. Inspectable item derives from item. I'm gonna snooze this ad. I think this is where you use the is, like... If the subtype of this item is an inspectable item, then we can check... Holy shit, this is too much if statements. I'm gonna do this. Item equals items at the index of I dot item. If item is inspectable item. Okay, no, I don't wanna nest this shit. But I can't check if it's not, can I? Can I say it's not? Wait, can I do that? No. Is that actually correct? Can I do this? This feels like I'm using too much English in my coding. Is this... Can anyone confirm this? It's also worth noting, JBlow is the creator of the Jai language, which was designed from the ground up for high-performance game development. Oh. Samurai Dev, welcome in, man. How you been? Hope you're doing well. Depending on the goals, I guess, I don't see a real benefit, as of now, to learn to create an engine to make a game with the amount of free game engines out there. Yeah, I think it could be... Like, it depends on, like, what you consider. Like... It's probably worth it, like that's the thing, it's a matter of definitions. It's probably beneficial to have an understanding of how game engines work, even if you don't necessarily want to build one yourself. Like, it's probably just like, knowledge is never bad, right? I think there's always gonna be some benefit of knowing more about it. But whether that benefit outweighs the time or effort you have to put into it with the other stuff you have to do, I suppose is something that is a finer line. Doing great, thank you. Enjoying this Friday. Nice to hear, man. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing very well, trying to work out a new little system here, and it's kinda mind-boggling, but I think we'll be able to work it out. This doesn't feel correct. I feel like this is illegal, but I'm gonna try it. Oh yeah, I don't want to return. I want to, in that case, continue. Can I really say if item is not inspectable item? Otherwise, I would like to say item... Otherwise, I want to check if item dot... Oh, do I need to do if item as inspectable item? What the fuck do... What? No, do I have to say inspectable item? Oh, I cast this. It depends. I make all my own... I'm mad focused, Fuzzlings. I make all my own engines. I shipped 3 minigames in 2 hours yesterday because I only built exactly what was needed. However, Grievance, my dear friend Grievance. Do you think I could make that in 2 hours? Like, I think, you know, I think I'm missing quite a lot of the experience there. How's the game going? So far so good. We have released the demo. The demo has been going quite well. I think we are 25 reviews away from 100 on the demo, which is fucking sick. Overall, I've been planning out a lot more of the content for the full game, and I'm feeling good about it. If anyone hasn't checked out the demo, make sure to do so. If your only goal is to ship games, just ship games however you can, yeah. Congratulations, dude. Thank you very much, Samurai. Yeah, it's been going quite well. Okay, and now we check if the inspectable item dot is photo. If this is a photo, then this is so fucking confusing. This is a scriptable object. I want to remove you from the inventory. So in that case, I want to say inventory manager dot instance dot remove item from inventory, and I pass that one in. I'm gonna snooze these ads as well. So we remove the item from your inventory, and then... Do I have to remove it though? Yeah, it's easiest. I'm gonna remove it, fuck it. And then we want to spawn it somewhere. This feels illegal. This doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm doing something illegal. It does not feel like I'm doing something good here. But I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. Fuck it. We remove the item from the inventory, and then I want to instantiate the item dot inspection prefab on the photo transform. Inventory item does not contain a definition for to list. Is that because I need to use a... Is to list under a certain... Why can I do that? Yeah, it's a link. Needed the namespace. Okay. There's no way this is gonna work. If this works, I will be heavily fucking surprised. Wait. I need to set up this again. Album, both of these. Also... Wait, what? Album close up. There we go. No, I started coding mini games at 22 years ago, and I don't expect anyone to invest decades into learning how to ship mini games fast. I'm just advocating for the long-term payoff of learning code deeply. Yeah, and that I think makes a lot of sense. If this works, free marble race. You know what? I might even do it. Okay. Coroutine couldn't be started because the game object is inactive. Oh, that's different. That's different. This actually doesn't count. I'm gonna be honest, this does not count. Oh, wait. You two, what do you open? You open that one. This back button though. Yeah, you need to tell this one, photo album close puzzle. The issue here is that I didn't have anything in my inventory. Silence implies consent. No, that's not how that works, but... Okay, so I'm gonna add this. Now I have 3 Polaroids or photos. It's not Polaroids. I want to be very clear, it's not a Polaroid. It's a photo. It's a photograph completely unrelated to Polaroid as a brand. Anyway, when I walk up to this one, all of those 3 should be removed from my inventory and automatically instantiate those inspection prefabs on, like, next to the book or whatever. It might not be next to it, I might still call that fine. Okay, I still have everything in my inventory. This did not work at all. Why? First of all, I'm going to change this to on enable. That's what I'm gonna do. Do I have it on enable here? I do. Fuck it. I still don't know how that works. If I have the same function in both the parent script and the other one. Oh wait, I forgot to give me them right. No, they're still not being taken from me, which they should. I haven't assigned a photo transform though. But I guess I never get to the part. I don't think this is working. I don't think this is working. This is not doing what it's supposed to do. But I don't know if this would work if the item actually isn't a inspectable object. But then I think this could cause an issue. So Okay. Fuck it. If item is... I don't know if that's correct. Sorry guys, we have some ads running at the moment. Did you decide on the bulb and battery mechanic and what to do with them? The battery mechanic is currently removed from the game. Light bulbs I'm still a bit iffy about. Can always debug? Yeah, that's true. We should put a debug log here to see what happens. I forgot to give myself the items, didn't I? I did indeed.
Bruh.
Okay, this is not working at all. This is not working whatsoever. I like the light bulbs, to be honest. I do as well. But it's the only thing I find a bit tricky about the light bulbs is the fact that it is a like fairly pointless mechanic. I think that's fair to say. Like, that doesn't mean necessarily that it's like bad. Like, I still think it's a interesting thing that you can do, but it doesn't hold like any true value to progress in the game. That's more what I mean by pointless. And the thing that I find a bit tricky about it, or the thing that I've started noticing, is that when people play puzzle games, they expect everything to be a puzzle. And it hurts me a little bit when I realize that people expect something to happen. And you can kind of see how it's like anticlimactic, because I've had people play the game, and at some point they might get a bit stuck. And then they look at their inventory, and they see that I have a light bulb, and they remember. They almost have this like, you know, glorious moments of like, oh shit, wait, there was a light bulb missing in one of the rooms. So they run back and feel like, oh, finally I can progress. And then they put the light bulb in, and nothing happens, except for the fact that it can turn on the lights. And it becomes this very weird moment where they just got happy because they think they were finding the solution to something, and then it's like, oh, well, what was the point of that? And it's like, that interaction, I think, is pretty bad. And I don't know how I would make it more obvious that it's not an important object. Yeah, I don't know. Ads should be over, welcome back. Let me make a empty game object. I'm gonna open the book. I'm gonna put you like over here. Boom. We're gonna call this the photo transform. I realized what the issue was, by the way. I never told my items what is or isn't a Polaroid. Let me see, I might have some spoilery stuff in here, so let me quickly do this. Polaroid is photo, should be set to true. Okay. Now let's see if this works or if we have just broken the entire game. Maybe there could be at least one puzzle where the light bulb is necessary. Yeah, but then that one becomes tricky. Because what if someone decides to smash every single light in the game, and then they use all of the light bulbs that are available only in the run rooms, and then you're now soft locked. Unless I do the thing where we have like a never-ending supply, like we have a box of light bulbs somewhere, and you can just pick up however many you want. And it's also the tricky thing then also becomes like, what if someone uses the light bulb in a room where it's not necessary, and then they brush off the light bulbs as, you know, semi-unnecessary stuff, and then miss the one place where they must put it. And another tricky question becomes, why should a room require a light bulb? Especially now that you have the flashlight without the battery system. And then you want to hit it with a hammer, take the wires from inside a broken light bulb, use it as a lockpick. Here we have some proper point-and-click adventure logic. Let's do it. No need to pay me for my priceless inputs. Wait, I didn't have anything. Okay, let me give myself the tools. We have 3 photos. We go up here. Okay, I couldn't remove them. I still have them, but I think we did instantiate them. Album close up, photo, yeah. I did instantiate them. But why did it not get removed? Remove item from inventory. Item, inventory item, get inventory item. If it's not null, remove item. Oh. I changed the system when I added the stackable items. Since you haven't selected this, you cannot remove it because... Okay. Wait, do I... Is this the only time I actually trigger it? What do I do? No, yeah, because when I select it, I just do amount minus minus, don't I? And then I update amount. Re-add item, update amount. When... Is that the only time I call... I am so confused. If amount is 0, destroy it. Why do I do this? Oh, wait. This is on the inventory item. Inventory manager. Remove item. So the inventory manager calls the inventory item and tells it to destroy itself. But how, when I use an item, how is this removed? I'm so confused. Because like, I do remove items. What the fuck am I doing here? Oh, but then... No, but I don't have another reference to... What the fuck? Do I just deselect the item? Without... Oh, no, wait. Select item. On selection, select item. What? I don't understand anything right now. What the fuck am I doing? Okay. Okay. Why did I do it this way? This is what interact. This is what actually selects it. If you already have an item selected, then you re-add that item. If it is a usable item, then we select it and we do amount minus update amount. I don't understand how I destroy my own items right now. Arth, welcome in. Have you had any experience in web development? I have not. I haven't really done any real development outside of Unity. Are you a web developer? Sadly, I have to go do some work, but I will be lurking. No worries, Fuzzlings. Thank you very much for lurking. Does the lantern's battery get drained at some point? No. Honestly though, I think a pointless mechanic is still purposeful if it adds to the atmosphere. I think so as well. I think that is a fair take. But I do think it depends possibly on the negatives of said item, because like, I'm not saying that there aren't any benefits of having a item such as the light bulbs. It's more so whether that benefit outweighs the con. And personally for me at least, I think when someone is stuck and they end up thinking that the light bulb is part of a puzzle, like the negative emotion they get from using the light bulb somewhere just to realize that it didn't actually help them, I think is pretty bad. And I don't know how to keep them without having that be a possibility. I don't know if you ever played Observer, but when the main character doesn't take his meds, it doesn't change anything other than a perceived effect. That is something wrong. In actual, they just put on some visual effect. But that one I feel like makes more sense, because I don't know what the negative of that would be. Like, I feel like the main problem here is that this is inherently a puzzle game and people will look at everything as a puzzle. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not entirely decided on this, but it is something I've started thinking about. I don't understand. Is update amount not the one that should deactivate it? Or do I just never Oh, wait. Do I listen for the... No. Yeah. I know what happens. Yeah, when you have selected it. Yeah, I get it. I selected so the amount becomes not 0. Which means that later, when I want to remove it and I call this function, amount always is set to 0. But in this case, since I want to remove an item without selecting it, that's not the case. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say bool force remove. Sure. And I'm gonna default this to false. And then here I'm gonna say if the amount is 0 or if you're supposed to force remove, then destroy it. And now over here oh shit, but I would have to pass that in here too. But wait, do I even have to go through... No. I can just call the inventory item itself, can't I? Yeah, I just called this. So, over here... Shit, did I close it? No, I pinned it. Over here, instead of removing it through the inventory manager, I should still have a reference. Items I is the inventory item. So couldn't I just say items at the index of I dot remove item force remove true and then instantiate it? Maybe. Ooh, dog, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, man. Hope you're having a good Friday. Wait, I need to actually have some photos. Okay, we now have 3 photos. We go up here, the photos have been instantiated, and we don't have any photos in the inventory. And now instead of taking one out, going here, we should put it over here. Do something where you can swap between these in some manner. So... are we gonna... I think we should do some fancy animation here where they slide in or something as well, like you're placing them. If it means anything, when I played your demo I learned very early on that the light bulbs don't have puzzle implications, yet I still preferred to keep them on because the dark made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. No, and that's the part that I do still like about them, which is the whole reason why I am a little bit indecisive, because in general I don't mind these type of pointless mechanics, because sometimes they just make the world feel a little bit more realistic or a bit deeper and so on. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's whether like the experience you had with the light bulbs outweighs the negative experience someone else might have. Do you know what I mean? Ooh. What if I do a vertical layout group here? Okay, and then I want to find some Polaroids. Well, technically I have one here. Album open, photo. Duplicate that one, paste you as a child. Then do another one. Okay. We're cooking. Middle center. Now the issue is that if I keep spawning these in, they are gonna go outside. And that's a problem. But what if we made the spacing way smaller so that they stack on top? If we do like this, the most you could ever have here is 7, so it would look like this. And then here, we could do something where if you click on one of these, then you set it as you select it, and you set it as the last of the siblings, so you move it down here. And then you can click wherever you want to insert this one. When you take one out, you put that one over here as the last sibling or something. I suppose the one issue we have here is that I can't move these. Okay, photo album pocket, do local move and then destroy. That is not what I want to do. Now I would like to move you up and then set you as a child of... Okay, fuck it. Transform... Photo transform. Instead of destroying you, I want to say photo dot transform set parent photo transform. And then when you click on a pocket interaction, let's wait with that one. Let's see here, the pocket photo transform is this one. I feel like I'm doing really sketchy code here, but it would be nice. I could have made something where I change the spacing depending on the amount you have. Oh, I could also temporarily disable the vertical layout group when you slide one in here. Because then what we could do is we have the vertical layout group on by default. Then when you instantiate a new one, we leave it. And then we slide it in over that one, and then we re-enable the group when you like take one out. Maybe. Okay, fuck it. Let's see if that part works. This is definitely gonna end up being a lot bigger of a feature than I intended. I can already feel it. Give me some extra Polaroids. I'm gonna walk up. Those are now instantiated here. And if I grab this one, you get instantiated here as well. But I also get you in the inventory, and I don't want that. So, add item event, go away. I think this is gonna be best for like the UX experience though. I wonder if we should add these one by one. So it's actually as if you put your photos out here. Now we need a way to select these. So I think I would have to make these interactable. The worst thing is that now this is just the prefab. Yeah, they're gonna need a bit more logic here, because these need to know which Polaroid, like scriptable object, they represent. Private IE numerator. Take out photos. I wonder if I could be a little bit cheeky here and say that this is a cutscene. So I'm gonna say cutscene play event. And then we'd also need a cutscene end event. So that the player can't go away from here while this happens, just cancelling this coroutine might be weird. We'll see. Then what I want to do is... Wait, photo album, yeah. Cancruz, what is up, man? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday. Okay, why if I loop through first to find... Because there's no reason to do this if you don't have any. I don't want to have a unnecessary delay before you can do anything. So maybe I make the list... I have the list of your inventory items. We loop through them. If it is an inspectable item... Okay. Let's make a new list of inspectable items. We call this photos. We just make that as a new list. If it is a photo, then we add that to the list here. And then at the very end, you say if photos.count is greater than 0, then we want to start the coroutine to take out the photos. So then we're gonna grab this piece of the code. I'm gonna place you in here somewhere. What you doing, mate? I am working on a new close-up object. I made this this photo album for like the Polaroids in the game, and I'm trying to make some system here when you can like we can place photos into it, etc. It's proving a little bit more tricky than I maybe anticipated, but I feel like we are onto something here. Just trying to make it all feel a bit better. So here I want to say something like yield, return new, wait for seconds. I want to wait half a second first. And then... What are you up to, Chankos? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Point I is... Wait, we need to pass this in. So let's do list of... inspectable items, photos. And then here we are going to pass in our new list of photos. Let's see, we need to loop through them. Hey, Outdoor with the Prime subscription, you fucking legend. Cheers, man. Very much appreciate it. Truly do. Thank you very much for your generosity. Okay. We're gonna loop through them all. And then now we can just say item. No, okay. Fuck it, I'm doing a for loop. No problem, dude. Good luck on your journey. Thank you very much, man. Just got back to the desk from the info. I have a lot of work to catch up on for my... Hey, Cankles with the 2-month Prime sub as well coming in. Thank you so much, man.
I'll match that.
Thank you very, very much. Damn, we even got a hype train going now. Thank you, guys. Truly do appreciate ya. Gonna love the show, said cheers, man. And for anyone who's not aware, we do have the supporter system as well, so for the people who are supporting the stream, you do actually get closer to getting your name in the credits of the game as well. Grievance with the 40 bits as well on screen celebration, cheers man. If anyone is curious, you can do !supporter in the chat and see how far away from the threshold you are. That's enough of me being a sellout for today. Oh shit, wait, did I add the inspectable? No. This has to be a inventory item as well. Oh, I don't need to do 2 lists then. I could just, whenever something... If it isn't a inspectable object, we remove it from the list. Then I don't need this, so we can rename this one. No, let's keep you named as items. And then if the inspectable item is a photo, then I want to add... Well, then I don't want to do anything. In that case. No, it's if it's not a photo, then I want to say items.remove at... But now this is gonna cause an issue. Now, you know what, I'm doing 2 lists. New list. I do need you to be an inspectable item. Do I? Or inventory item. Do I want you to be inventory item or inspectable item? I need both, because I instantiate the inspectable... No, it's better to pause in the... No, because I also need to... Fuck's sake. I don't know how I want to do this. Stuff is getting messy. Okay, the best thing is to do a list of inventory items and get the item from that. But then I have to do this whole thing again, and that seems unnecessary. Okay. What if... I mean, I could do 2 lists. And do one of inventory items and one of inspectable items. So I know... What has the most... The inventory item should be better. Fuck it. I'm making you an inventory item. And to the photos, I'm going to add... I guess... No, doesn't I... What? Wait, items are inventory items, so... Inventory item at the index of I. I don't know if I need to cast this now. No, I don't, because you're still an inventory item. And then now this has to be inventory item as well. Now that is going to work to remove the item. But I need to get the... Okay, so inspectable item, item equals... photos at the index of I dot item as inspectable item. Instantiate the inspection prefab and remove the item. And then yield return new, wait 4 seconds, 0.2 maybe. We want to play a sound effect as well, so let's throw in a little sound effect for the... I don't know, plays, photo, sound effect, sure thing. So now we can say that the audio player should play the plays, photo, sound effect. 0 delay. Sure, let's do... You know what, I'm just gonna play this at the photo transform dot position. Close enough. And then we end the cutscene. Let me see if this works. No idea, but I think it might. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised if it doesn't, but it feels like this could work. So, album, close up, place photo, sound effect. I'm gonna do maybe some wood knock. Yeah. Okay, what was I saying? I think I need to lower, or we need to make this sound a lot lighter. You know what, fuck it, I'm doing debris instead. It's not gonna sound right, but it's just a placeholder. Gonna do the debris sound effect. I'm gonna remove all of these photos. Is there a possibility where this could work out? I think there is. Okay, I'm gonna add lots of photos. Now we have... Oh, I still probably only gonna do 3. Because it doesn't check the count, because technically you can't have more than 1 of the same photo. I mean... that kinda works. That's not too shabby. And they did indeed get removed from the inventory as well. Then we just need some function to select these to place them somewhere. And then what we do is that we produce a child object of this one, we tween you over to the extract position, and then tween it down, and we do the opposite when we remove one. You know, I think we should be even more fancy here. On complete. What if I take this? We only do the E's. I'm gonna duplicate you, paste this part in here. That's when we switch the parent. So here I'm gonna add a delay of animation duration. Now I want to tween you over to the photo transform dot position, and I assume I can't do local move now. Why doesn't that work? Oh yeah, I need to do move. And then after that's complete, that should make it tween over to the side and then get added. Which I think could be nice. And then we basically do the opposite whenever you insert a card. That's not too shabby. Especially if I make it so that... the photo transform is behind the album itself. Because I did realize that it kinda slid in behind the other cards, which doesn't make full sense. Especially since it's going to end up on top. That feels pretty good. So yeah, I just need to do the logic for inserting the card and selecting them, and then somehow later on we need to wrap this up with our save system, which might prove a bit more tricky, we'll see. But overall, it feels like this could work. I'm feeling pretty good about this so far. However, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to get out of here, but as always, thank you guys for hanging out. Please stick around for the raid. Let's see who we can go and say hello to today. Of course, if anyone hasn't, make sure to go and check out the demo on Steam. Make sure to wishlist the game, leave a review, all of that good stuff. It would mean a lot to me. I will be back on Monday. Maybe not as per usual. I need to double check. I don't know when I'm gonna be live on Monday, but I'll be live at some point. If you want to make sure to catch the streams, always make sure to join the Discord. Always post a little notification there when I go live, or if there's any changes to the schedule, which I follow so thoroughly and precisely. Okay, who are we heading to? We could go to... Let's see, we did Sorcerer's Story last time, didn't we? I think we're gonna head on over to iHeart's Funny Boys. I think it's been a good while since I raided her. also doing some game development, and does seem like she just started a little while ago, so seems appropriate. As always, thank you all for hanging out. I truly do appreciate ya. Also, extra shout out to Vinny AR for the 7-month resub. We also had Great Grievance with a bunch of bits. We had Odod with the Prime sub and Cankles with the 2-month Prime sub. Thank you all very much. Truly do appreciate ya. Cheetah, thank you for hanging out. Bulb Turtle, nice to have ya. As I said, we're gonna go out to none other than I Heart Funny Boys today, so make sure to throw that chirpy raid in the chat. And yeah, I shall catch you guys on Monday. So until then, I hope all of you have a great weekend. And we'll see if I manage to figure out this photo album myself this weekend. We'll see, we'll see. So far, I'm feeling good about it. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll catch you on Monday. Cheers.